Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Have you ever found yourself staring at a dense textbook, a complex research paper, or an intimidating new programming paradigm? Feeling completely overwhelmed? You know that feeling when your brain just refuses to connect the dots. And traditional learning methods feel like slogging through quicksand? Yeah, I've been there more times than I can count. But what if I told you there's a powerful new tool that has fundamentally changed the way I approach learning complex topics, making it not just faster, but genuinely enjoyable? A tool so transformative, it's been the buzz of platforms like Hacker News recently, sparking intense discussions about the future of education. Today, I'm pulling back the curtain on my exact workflow for using large language models, or LLMs, to tackle virtually any complex subject. This isn't about asking an LLM for quick answers to an exam, that's cheating. And it won't lead to true understanding. Instead, this is about leveraging these incredible AI assistants as your personal, infinitely patient, and incredibly knowledgeable tutor, available 24/7. So, if you're ready to unlock a whole new dimension of learning, stick around, because this is going to be a game changer. Traditionally, learning complex topics often involves a passive consumption of information. Reading, watching lectures, maybe some note-taking. The biggest hurdle? The lack of immediate, personalized feedback and the inability to instantly clarify doubts. You're often left to piece things together yourself, or wait for office hours, by which point your initial curiosity might have waned. This linear, one-size-fits-all approach just doesn't cater to how individual minds truly learn. And that's precisely where LLMs step in. Not to replace deep thinking, but to augment it dramatically. My journey into using LLMs for learning really solidified after I saw a top story on Hacker News, detailing how engineers and researchers were using AI to grasp new frameworks and scientific concepts at an unprecedented pace. It wasn't about having the AI do the work, but about having it guide the learning. That resonated with me. I realized the potential wasn't just in generating code or creative content, but in creating a dynamic, interactive learning environment tailored precisely to my needs at any given moment. So, let's dive into the first core technique: concept decomposition and layered explanation. When I encounter a new, daunting topic, let's say quantum entanglement or the intricacies of blockchain consensus mechanisms, my first step is to ask the LLM to break it down. And I don't just say, explain X. I give it specific instructions. For instance, I might start with, explain quantum entanglement to a curious high school student, using simple analogies and avoiding heavy jargon. Once I grasp that foundational layer, I escalate. My next prompt might be, now, explain quantum entanglement to a first-year physics undergraduate, introducing the relevant mathematical concepts but still focusing on intuition. Then, finally, explain quantum entanglement to a graduate student specializing in theoretical physics, assuming a strong background in quantum mechanics, and discuss its implications for quantum computing. This layered approach allows me to build understanding progressively, moving from the macroscopic to the microscopic, from intuition to rigorous detail. It's like having an instructor who can instantly recalibrate their explanation to your current knowledge level. The second incredibly powerful technique is the Socratic method and active recall. LLMs are fantastic at this. After consuming some initial information, I don't just move on. I prompt the LLM to quiz me. I might say, act as a tutor and quiz me on the key principles of object-oriented programming. Ask me open-ended questions. And if I struggle, provide hints or simpler analogies before giving the direct answer. Or, even better, I just read about the CAP theorem. Ask me questions that test my understanding. focusing on its trade-offs and real-world implications, rather than just definitions. This forces me into active recall, which is scientifically proven to be far more effective than passive review. The LLM can identify gaps in my understanding on the fly and immediately address them. It's like having an unlimited supply of flashcards, but with dynamic, personalized feedback and explanations when you need them most. It prevents me from falling into the trap of thinking I understand something when I really just recognize the terms. My third strategy involves generating custom examples and scenarios. Abstract concepts are difficult to internalize without concrete examples. If I'm learning about a new machine learning algorithm, I'll ask the LLM, give me 5 diverse, real-world examples where the X algorithm would be the most suitable choice, and explain why in each case. Or, if I'm struggling with a coding concept like closures in JavaScript, write 5 distinct, concise code snippets demonstrating different practical uses of JavaScript closures, explaining each one. This not only solidifies my understanding but also helps me see the practical applicability, which is crucial for deeper learning. The LLM can generate an infinite number of examples, tailored to my specific areas of interest or confusion. This is something no textbook can do, and even a human tutor would struggle to produce on demand at such scale and specificity. Next up, analogies and metaphors. These are brain gold for complex ideas. Often, the barrier to understanding isn't the new information itself, but its unfamiliarity. Analogies bridge that gap. I'll prompt the LLM, explain how a neural network learns, using an analogy involving a group of children learning to identify different types of fruit. Or, create a metaphor for how a blockchain ledger operates, relatable to someone who knows nothing about technology. The LLM's vast training data allows it to draw connections and generate creative comparisons that often click immediately. If one analogy doesn't work, I simply ask for another. This iterative process of finding the right mental model is incredibly efficient and personalized. Finally, and this is where LLMs truly shine for advanced learners, is role-playing and simulated discussions. I've used this to prepare for technical interviews, understand opposing viewpoints in a debate, or even just to test my